Hey, Facebook. How are you guys tonight? Man, I don't know about y'all, but this week for me went by so fast. I was making my schedule yesterday, and I was like, well, it's Thursday. It's kind of too late to be making that schedule. So that happened. But it's okay. It is the week before Thanksgiving break. Been a crazy week. I know lots of things have happened. I know we are all just ready to wind down and eat some turkey. So I'm going to go ahead and try to find, y'all know it takes me forever. I've been getting pretty good at it actually, but it takes me forever to find this video on our Facebook. And that's not because it's hidden, y'all. It's because I have a million things and I'm very, very prone to getting distracted when I'm on Facebook. So I'm going to look up here, and while I'm looking for it, I am going to introduce our guest. In case you haven't noticed, it's 2020. Things just happen, okay? And it's not her fault. But I'm super pumped to have Ann Sanders with the Humane Society of Saline County. She is our guest today. So that black square you're seeing, that is Miss Ann. How are you, Miss Ann?
I'm good.
Good. So, in case y'all didn't hear me, Miss Ann Sanders, she works at the Humane Society of Saline County. She kind of runs the whole shebang. I mean, I used to volunteer there for a little bit, and she was there, and she runs the place, and she's just got it all in the bag. So, again, I got distracted, and I didn't find the video. Let me find it real quick. Y'all distract me. So I asked her to do table bark with us because I know she has so much experience of not only trying to help animals, but being on the other end of that and having these animals just dropped off, in a nice way to put it, at the shelter. And it's a hard thing. There are proper ways to do things, and then there are improper ways to do things that leave everybody. This is my animal, y'all. Yeah, sorry. So I wanted to get her on here and kind of talk about her, how she does the holidays season and how COVID's kind of talked about things. Okay, there, I finally found the video. I can share it. You guys are jumping on. Y'all go ahead and share it as well. I don't know if it's shared, so I'm just going to share again because I don't know. Here. There we go. Share and share. Boom. I'm done. Okay. Now it's y'all's turn to share. Anyways, let's see. Hey, Keith. How are you? So let's go get started here. I asked Ann if she could think of, like, it's nice to get started on a happy note, I asked her if she could think of like a happy story or a funny story that happens at the Humane Society. And, of course, like I said, Ann deals with the side of things. It's not always the happy side of things. So, Ann, could you think of anything, or do you have any kind of little story you would like to share with us?
Well, I was trying to think up something. I know you originally said something about a story that touched your heart or something, and I was going to say,
Yeah.
what mainly touches our heart the most is whenever what we get in usually is animals that aren't in very good shape. And the one experience that I was thinking of whenever you said that was a puppy mill that I had gone out on once. I went and knocked on the man's door and said, I get a report that the animals aren't being fed here. Of course, the man is standing behind a glass with a very well-fed dog whenever I'm asking him about this, so I kind of felt silly. And then he was like, oh yeah, follow me. So then he walks me down the driveway to this little wooden building behind his house. And when we looked inside there, it was just cage after cage of animals stacked on top of each other. And it was your typical puppy mill. he had rented the building for someone to store some stuff in. And so we ended up taking the animals, obviously calling the sheriff's department, got them involved and everything. And then they got a subpoena, and we went to this lady's house. And in her children's bedroom, she had more animals there. And there was one little puppy that's always been on my mind ever since then. And it's been, I don't know, 12 or 15 years now. Was this adorable little tricolored dachshund that would fit in your hand. And it and several others were just about dead. We took them to the vet in Little Rock, and she took them home and kept them for a few days. I had a picture for y'all to see, but my stuff is too old. And I'm looking at the little dog right now, the little picture. But the vet took it home, kept it for a few days, and was able to save its life. And it came out here with an infected eye, and it still was infected quite a bit with other things too. But it lived for several years, and a friend of mine adopted it. And I just love whenever people bring those animals back and we get to see them. And they named the dog Liebling. And then several years after they had it, they came out here because they're a little bit older than me. And they asked me if they died, would I take care of that dog? And that just meant so much to me, for them to trust me with this little dog that they've cared for, and they just spoiled it to pieces. The dog unfortunately died just a couple years ago. And she brought me the picture that I'm looking at, and it is absolutely beautiful hand drawing that someone in her family did that does like professional artwork. And it is just an absolute gorgeous picture. And she said, it just brought tears to her to walk by and look at it all the time. But it reminds me of what we're here for, because of the face that this little dog is looking at me every day. And, we're here to try to help them out of those really bad situations like that. And the person did end up doing a year in jail for cruelty. But there's other abuse cases too that we go out on. And it's always watching those animals finally learn how to love people, instead of having to sit in that cage and just circle around and watch the hair grow over poop in the cage with them. But I know some little poodles we got in once, watching them walk from the concrete building, from that concrete floor to the grass. They went out to the edge, and they would put one foot down and then lift it and kind of look at their foot, and then try to practice putting their feet on that grass, because they've never had their feet on grass before. And watching them learn how to walk on grass, and then start learning how to play with a toy and run and jump and play with those toys, that just warms your heart like nothing else can.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. And that is such a great story. I love how you kind of like brought another little baby to this couple. Like that was like something
Yeah.
that their family was missing, and they had it now. So
Well,
that's
yeah, the
awesome.
lady, she had came to me and told me that they needed a dog, because they didn't have any of their children living at home. And so her husband actually used to wear overalls, and he would tuck that puppy inside by his chest in the overalls, and carry that puppy around like that. Oh, it was wonderful. They're such wonderful people, and that puppy was just got the absolute best home that it could ever have for all those years, and I'm so thankful for that.
Oh, that is awesome. So, well, I want to know, Anne, and you guys watching, I want y'all to put this in the comments too. Do you guys have any pets already? Do you have any pets, Anne? No, the ones that you have like at home that are not the shelter dogs or the shelter
Yeah.
pets.
Well, they originally were shelter animals, obviously, but sometimes they just follow you home and stay there.
Right.
Yes, I have one dog and one cat. I'm getting old, so I'm kind of, dwindling them down as mine die off of old age. I'm trying not to replace them. Of course, everybody remembers Charlie, that used to go everywhere with me, the big white boxer that went to the school programs and daycares and everywhere I went. And he died a
Yeah.
couple years ago. He had cancer. He came into the shelter with cancer, and we didn't expect him to last very long. And then he lived several years.
Yeah.
But he was in the car with me. He went everywhere I went. It was a hard
And I
go.
bet he had so much fun too.
He
Like
did.
going
I got a
out and
staring at me right
yeah.
now too. He's such a sweetheart.
Aw.
Yeah,
So
fun.
what do you like I know you kind of run the shelter pretty much, but what is your specific duties at the shelter? What do you handle?
Just running everything, making sure everything's going proper, getting everything started every day, come out, get everybody going. Obviously, this year's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But what run this, we host spay neuter clinics, low cost spay neuter clinics, low cost shot clinics. Of course, we have the animals. We're trying to transition right now from animals on site to being more into foster homes. So we're looking for foster homes and everything.
Yeah.
This year, has been really unique and different for everyone, and the animals obviously are no different. So many people have lost their jobs and needed help with their pets. And, we want to think that we were there to help them. We applied for several grants, and we had 3 very large shipments of pet food come in this year. 2 were 18-wheelers full of dog food. When I say an 18-wheeler, I don't mean like a regular 18-wheeler. One of them was 60 feet long, which is the same length as our whole entire building. He parked, and his trailer was the same length as this building, and then the truck part stuck out front. I
Oh my
never saw
goodness.
it. Was huge. I never saw that much. And we were lucky that Saline County Judge Jeff Airy allowed the county road department to bring over a forklift to help unload those large trucks, because there's no way
Oh
we
yeah.
could have hand unloaded all of it. But they unloaded it, and then we loaded it into a building. And then we had a couple different drive-through events and several other events that we gave out food. So we were able to give that food out. We tried to get people to fill out a form as best we could. Of course, everybody doesn't want to. But from the forms we got filled out, we had 918 dogs and cats that we gave food to. The sad part of that was we were trying to get an idea on how many of those people also needed help getting their animals altered. And so out of the 918 dogs and cats, 636 still needed to be fixed,
Oh
which
wow.
kind of, yeah, about 2/3 almost. So, we want to encourage people to get their animals spayed and neutered. And, we do host the low cost spay neuter clinics. We normally do 4,000 to 5,000 surgeries a year. We've done over 4,400 this year. We didn't think we would hit 5,000 this year because of COVID and the inability to order supplies earlier and everything. And then, they asked veterinarians not to order medical supplies that would take away from the humans. So, gloves and stuff like that. So we only used what we had on hand, which luckily, we do such a volume. We had quite a bit on hand before all this hit. But our prices are not that much. We're just trying to recoup expenses out of it. A female dog is $70 to get fixed. A male dog is $60. A female cat is $50, and a male cat is $40. If people cannot afford that, all they have to do, we do still have some voucher money left for this year. It'll have to be used in the month of December. Just apply for a voucher. All you have to do is email Humane Society, Saline County @gmail.com. Again, it's just our name, Humane Society, Saline County, as one word, @gmail.com, and just tell them that you can't, that you would like to get a voucher for spay neuter, and she'll send you back a short little thing to fill out. It might have 4 or 5 questions in it, not much at all. And then from there, you just go ahead and go on our webpage and make an appointment for the surgery. All the surgery appointments are made on our event page at our regular webpage, which is www.hssaline.org. Just hssaline.org if you want to make an appointment, and then that's going to be on the event page. And it's real simple. You just click spay or neuter or shots, and it'll open up the schedule for that. She went ahead and put a couple dates in early December on there. A little bit closer to the first of the month, she'll list the rest of the December dates on our webpage. And hopefully we'll get a lot of them fixed. Like I said, we've done over 1,800 cats this year and 2,500 dogs so far.
Gosh.
Yeah. So, we want to keep going and get these numbers down so that, if anybody needs help getting them fixed, we definitely want to help them.
I'm adding your email and the website to the bottom of our screen here. You said
Okay,
the website. You said that website is www.hssaline.org.
hs.org. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, guys. There's that email address and that website. So if y'all need more information on getting your animals spayed or neutered, please go check that out. It's very important. I actually was talking to my family about, when can we get our dogs spayed and neutered. One of our dogs is only, I think he's like 6 months old, maybe. So I don't
Oh,
know when they can.
oh, any minute, anytime over 8 weeks.
Really? We
Oh,
might end up doing that because I heard it calms them down a little bit. And he
well,
is a spitfire.
yeah, you want to get him. You want to get those males fixed before they start marking their territory, because then they'll have that as a learned behavior. You won't be able to get them to stop marking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we probably should do that. We'll put that on our list to do for sure. And we'll definitely be checking out that website. So, one of the things you talked about is that now the Humane Society is very different. Like, we're all experiencing COVID and how it's just changed our lives. So, when I
Right.
talked to you before, we talked about how you said you're not accepting animals right now. Is that correct?
We're trying not to. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, the past couple of weeks, it's been pretty sad. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it comes in and it's extreme situations, obviously we're going to go ahead and take the animals, but we would prefer not to be intaking right now. What we want to do is try to get all those animals set up into foster homes instead. And so if anybody would like to help foster, just send us your information. Just email us and let us know that you're interested in fostering. We can get you set up as a foster. Well, it's a world of difference in between sitting in a cold concrete building or in somebody's home.
Yeah.
And so we would really prefer to be able to get those animals out into homes until we can. If it's a dog, we'll try to put them on transport and send them up north, where these shelters don't have enough animals and they have way too many people looking for dogs that can't find one. And then on the cats, it just usually is a matter of a small amount of time until we can get them fixed, and then we send them over to PetSmart. So we're basically doing all of our adoptions off site. All the cats are going to PetSmart, and then all the dogs we try to ship, as long as they meet the qualifications. They have to have a lot of medical done, and of course they have to pass assessment: no food aggression, no dog aggression, no people aggression, or anything like that, in order to be able to get on transport.
Right. So let me ask you this then. I know that a lot of people, it's the holidays and, there's Hallmark movies with all sorts of golden retrievers
Oh,
out there.
yeah.
So I know that it's one of those times where, hey, go play real quick. I'm almost done. It's one of those times of the year where people start giving out, they think that an animal, a dog or a nice little kitty cat, is a perfect gift for their loved one. Do you think or recommend trying out, maybe for those people who want to give that gift of a dog, that maybe instead of going out and, if they don't have any animals right now, that maybe they should look into fostering an animal for the holidays and trying it out and seeing if it's a good fit? Or do you think fostering an animal is actually something that's more for people who already have dogs in the home, kind of thing? I've never fostered an animal, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just fostering just means you're just taking care of the animal, for someone else. Um, we obviously would never recommend getting a pet during the holidays. Obviously, this year's going to be a little bit different, but typically at a Christmas setting, you're not in your normal routine. You're going places, it's high volume people, high volume stress. And, why would you want to try to potty train a puppy or something like that during all that? And then you're
Yeah.
not going to have a routine that's the same as your normal routine. So the puppy's not going to be able to get potty trained if you get a puppy. And so it's really a stressful time of the year. And, you might want to get them a stuffed toy and let them practice with that. And then after everything settles down, and then you can go get back into a routine, let the person who you want to get the pet for help you pick that pet out. Grandma doesn't need a puppy. It just never does work out. It's, you seem like, oh, well, she needs somebody to keep her company. You know, You don't want to get them a puppy if it's an elderly person, and you don't want to get them a big dog because they're not going to be able to handle that big dog. It's going to knock them down or something down the steps, or twist their legs in a leash or something like that. If it's an elderly grandma or something, you could try like a cat maybe, because that's pretty easy, and you don't have to go in and out in the bad weather to take them out to go potty or anything like that. They'll usually use a litter pan pretty easy.
Yeah. I know when I went up there to volunteer at the Humane Society, I will straight up tell anybody I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person, 100%.
Yeah.
But I would rather be in that cat room. I remember I would just sit there and I'd just have these cats and I'd just pet them. I was like, this is okay.
Yeah, I don't know how long ago you were here, but we got new condos a while back. So now the cats have a 5-story condo to run up and down. Each kitty does. And it's got the bottom layers where their litter pan is, and it's got frosted glass on it. And then as they come up a layer, the next 4 layers up are clear glass where they can see you and you can see them. But that way they got their own private bathroom down below. And then
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then we got some little rooms over to the side, little large cage, kind of like cages, One of them has a swing in it and everything. People can come in and sit and read books to the cats and everything over there. Normally, not when COVID's here, obviously. But yeah, we really are proud of those new kennels. We love it. The cats love it too. They can get down, run around, play, and then they like to run up and down all those little layers in their condos.
Yeah. We have I think it's Holly that's doing our commenting. She is asking, how can I not be a cat person? So here's the story. I grew up with lots of cats and dogs. And we had one cat that was actually my aunt's, and it was a very mean cat. Like, it was like the Carol Baskin of cats, y'all. She hated everyone, and she was on its own agenda. Okay. And she just scared me to death that I was just like, nope, not a cat person. Nope, can't do it. But as I've gotten children, I have realized that I love to snuggle. And getting a dog to snuggle with you is way harder than getting a cat to snuggle with you.
Yep.
So, and also I don't like, they shed so bad, but dogs shed too. So it's just one of those things that, but I'm getting there, okay? I'm getting there to like cats. I've even contemplated going and adopting a cat. After I after my children are out of the house, maybe.
After they grow up a little bit.
Yes. I know if we have a cat right now, I can see my youngest aggravating it, and just, cats, I feel like their fuses are about this short.
Kind of depends on the cat. Whenever I grew up, I used to put doll clothes on a cat because they didn't have all these cute little clothes that they make nowadays.
Right.
But my mom sewed Barbie and doll clothes and all that, and always had all these little doll clothes. So I'd always have a cat in the bedroom changing its little clothes.
And that cat would just let you. Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on the cat.
Well, I know if we had one of those cats, my daughter would be over the moon. We were running late for school the other day, and I was like, Ellie, why does it take me so long to get dressed and open the door? She's like, I've got to change all my baby's clothes. I was like, no, you just need clothes.
Yep.
Yeah. Kids are crazy. Okay. Well, Leah says that she's a dog person, but she has a cat and a dog, and they work well together. So that's great. We are down to our end of the 30 minutes here, but one thing I really want to know, Anne, is, so you've mentioned some of the things that are going on right now and some of the struggles with the Humane Society, and that you're looking for foster parents for these dogs. What are some other ways that our viewers that are watching now or may watch later, what are some ways they can help you guys out?
Well, not everybody's set up to foster, and some people have, a person in their home that might be allergic to animals, and that's what works out well with our little cat reading rooms. A lot of times people will come here and play with those cats and dogs because a sibling might be allergic or something. But things that they could do, you know, the Gazette's not printing the newspapers anymore. So if people wanted to save their newspapers and drop those off, you know, we still use a lot of newspapers. You know, if you're getting new linens, towels, things like that, we always need linens for the spay neuter clinic and for the shelter. Um, you know, things like that are always quick, easy things to do.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I guess that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the holidays are coming up. You know, you guys are probably going to get some new blankets. Could you use like blankets kind of thing?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know we get tons of throw blankets every year for Christmas, and so I'm always like, what am I going to do with all these blankets? So okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Holly says it depends on the cat. Their temperaments are very different. Her female is very high strung, but the male cat is the chillest creature on the planet. So maybe me and your male cat would just get along fine. We just chill and watch some movies all day long. That's all I want to do. But
They traditionally say that the males are more loving. I didn't know that whenever I was growing up. I had always had a female cat. So I don't know.
you know, I'm not gonna lie. I sometimes think about myself and wonder how we are just crazy. Our emotions get the best of us for sure. Leah
That's what
says
no,
her
to
grandma.
get your pets fixed. Yeah.
True, true. You hear that? We got to get our dogs fixed. Leah says her grandma used to go and sit and read to the cats and she loved it. Yes. I know you
Hey.
said that and I was like, oh, I really wish COVID was not happening right now because we would love to do a program. We did a program where we have kids read to dogs. And so I would love to do the same thing with the cats. Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
hopefully, um, when everything is calmed down and we can start going to places again, that'll definitely be something that we look forward to doing and partnering with you guys to do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's past 9 o'clock now. I've got my kids are camping in the backyard. I'm pretty sure they're about to give up. So, and I want to thank you for joining us today. It's been a great hearing everything that you go through. Like I said, it's the good and the bad. You have it all, and I want to say, you guys, y'all really take what you've given and you handle it well. I know sometimes people look at shelters as kind of having a negative connotation. And the thing is, you guys are doing everything you can for these animals, and it's a beautiful thing. And I love the story that you shared, and I thank you so much for sharing that story of that dog. I wish we could see the picture, but it's
Yeah.
2020, and
I
that's
know.
just how it happens.
It does, unfortunately. Well, thank you. I enjoyed being on here tonight. Maybe again sometime whenever I have a phone or iPad that works.
Yeah. Yeah. If it ever works, you can just put it in the comments down here so we can all see the pictures. Thank you guys for jumping on and watching tonight. Y'all make sure y'all go check out the Humane Society website, hssaline.org. It stands for Humane Society Saline. So hssaline.org. And y'all make sure, get your animals spayed or neutered. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Y'all have a great night and thank you so much. So bye, everyone.
Thanks. Bye bye.